we have Michael Whatley and Lara Trump, who are now co-chairing the RNC. And we heard, what was it, last week or the week before, that they fired a whole bunch of people. And I was like, okay, all right, that sounds pretty epic. Okay, this might be trending in the right direction. And now the RNC is suing Nevada's Democrat Secretary of State, Francisco Aguilar, saying that the state has, quote, impossibly high voter rolls, and that Aguilar and 5 county clerks failed to properly maintain the requirements of the National Voter Registration Act of 1993, which, of course, requires states to maintain clean and accurate voter registration records. So,
dumpster fire of a law. Oh, my gosh.
Well, but listen. So in the case, they said 3 counties count more registered voters than there are actual adult citizens. And 2 additional counties have voter registration rates that exceed 90% of adult citizens over the age of 18, which is like way over the normal registration rate.
Why now? Why not? Right after the last election, why didn't they start doing this then?
Because they were controlled by Ronna Romney McDaniel.
Well, why was she even there? I mean, we all know how terrible she was. I mean, this is just ridiculous. I mean, we knew after the last election, I know you can't talk about that, but we knew after the last election that something was up. Day one, they should have started doing this. And they're doing it, a few months before now. I mean, even if they were to start doing that now, what about all the other counties? What about all the other states that we know that there's been some dodgy stuff going on? And what they should do is not only sue this clown, but sue the other Republicans that didn't do anything about it in the first place, if they can. Yeah. But, to me, it's such a clown show. Mm-hmm. It's such a clown show.
Gosh, here I was thinking it was good news. Never mind.
No, it is good news, but I'm still like it's frustrating to me. Like,
it is frustrating, but my point is maybe there's hope, right? Because they already sued Michigan Secretary of State over the same type of behavior. So now it's Michigan and Nevada, however you say it. And so it's like, all right, I mean, look, it was what it was with Ronna Romney McDaniel, which, by the way, again, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I know some people are not going to like it. Donald Trump had the opportunity to endorse Harmeet Dillon for RNC chair, and he chose not to. He chose to endorse Ronna Romney McDaniel again. Okay, so I cannot wrap my brain around why he did that. I don't know why he would have helped her continue her role of losing because she's a loser. But now that she's gone, maybe we can clean this up.
Yeah. It is good news, Sarah.
Thank you, Jason.
It is good. I think it's good news. It's just good news late. I would rather have had years of good news.
I know.
Yeah. I mean, the news surrounding just campaign, donations was almost apocalyptic before this happened. They weren't getting any money at all. Now they're starting to open up their checkbooks again because of the moves that they've been making. They stacked up quite a few wins ever since this happened. Though I loved how the mass firings were at first reported on as a bad thing. Mm-hmm. They don't know what they're doing, blah, blah, blah. No, the RNC has the same issues of basically Congress, right? People that vote for their congressman, a lot of times, they just keep voting for the same person. C. Cornyn, people like that have just been there forever. Yeah. Why? Because seniority matters in a lot of these cases, because they get to on the right committees, they become chairs of committees, they hold a lot more power. So people are scared to change. Well, in the meantime, those people are completely bought off by special interests, completely bought off. And it was the same thing in the RNC. A lot of those people had been there forever, but they had the connections to certain donors and blah, blah, blah. So they just kept the status quo. And I'm sure that's what Trump was seeing too, and that's what people were telling him. They're like, this person has connections there. But that's how rot infests. Yep. That's how it, metastasizes. And it's good. The RNC needs to be completely shaken up. You need new blood. You need young blood that aren't scared, and then will have new ideas and will have the balls to actually act on them. That needs to continue all throughout the entire GOP, because the GOP sucks right now. Absolutely sucks.
Which I will, to her credit, Lara Trump did sit right there where you are sitting right now, Jason, and she said that they were going to come in there and shake things up and clean it up, and so far they have. Now, I'm not saying I'm about to donate to them. We'll wait and see on that one. But I'm just saying it does appear that they are doing what they said they were going to do, especially with also working with Scott Presler. They did also come out and say she said that they were going to on the show. I talked to Scott Pressler, and Scott was like, no one's reached out to me yet. But it was like the day that she became co-chair. And I was like, hang on tight, Scott. Hold on. Help's coming. And then, of course, they made the announcement that they are going to work with
Can
him.
I say that was how they were really
word.
weak, is they would not reach out to grassroots efforts at all. Because they were like, they were the authorities, and they were only sticking to the good old boys club, and the people. No, grassroots. That's how the left took so much, headway.
Exactly.
Keep doing it.
Yeah, I mean, I know we got to go to break, but you look at the way that she spent the RNC's money versus the way that the DNC spent their money, and they spent like over $1 million on get out the vote texts, and hers was like $25,000 because they didn't care. They did not care about grassroots. They actually, I would say they hated grassroots, if I'm being honest. If you like this clip and you want to see the full episode, click here, and if you want to subscribe to the channel, come on, you know you do. Click here.